Last time that we were together, the party, the characters that had gone to Chult to destroy the Soulmonger, did so. They accomplished their goal. They destroyed the Soulmonger, and then Acererak showed up, and there was a big, epic confrontation there that took the lives of Sindri and Mog. What had happened at the end of that battle, the reason that Mog had died is that he had used the Eye of Zoltek, this artifact that the party had acquired in the tomb of the Nine Gods. And he used that to resurrect an ancient being known as the Starfallen, who, due to his sacrifice, was conjured onto the scene, and she, Acererak, was taking a lot of damage from her Fey magic. In his desperation, you could tell that he knew that he couldn't win that fight in that moment. When he had appeared initially, he had this sphere of annihilation that was with him. He had appeared through a misty portal, and he used his last remaining energy to shoot that sphere into the misty portal, which then created like this rift. You kind of saw the whole room kind of change and distort, and suddenly you felt yourselves being pulled from the world. You could feel the fabric of your being just being ripped asunder, and it was very jarring as that whole scene kind of dissolved, and then you could kind of sense falling, and you were in like a totally different landscape. And so where we begin, Reggie and Klaus are waking up out of kind of a it's foggy. You're waking up, you can hear the sounds of a crowded street, and you're kind of pulling yourselves up off the ground, dusting yourselves off, and you're surveying. You can see the two of you are there, you're looking at each other, and you're gazing around, trying to take stock of the environment that you're in. You see buildings constructed of metal and stone, built in very tight proximity to one another. Almost like kind of haphazard, almost like an urban sprawl kind of thing. Like no one had really planned out where these buildings should be. They're just kind of like crowded in on each other. There's fanciful like black wrought iron grill work that cover windows. This is an urban environment that you're in. And you're looking around cobblestone streets. You see scores of like street vendors peddling goods. This is all pretty innocuous, but then you look around and you're seeing that the denizens aren't the typical things that you'd see in like back in Waterdeep or Baldur's Gate, where you've probably been. You see winged angels. You see figures that look like horned demons with creatures with forked tongues, tails, things like this. All sorts of different shades of skin color, blues and oranges, and all sorts of animal humanoid hybrids. It's very diverse, and you're taking in the smells. You smell things that's like garlic and ginger and foodstuffs that are being cooked up around, and this all kind of like you're taking in like the nice smells of it, then kind of the smell of rot, and the sense of having so many people packed in sweat, that kind of thing. And this is all somewhat familiar, I suppose, but then you're taking stock of like the languages. There's all sorts of different languages being spoke. Accents that cascade over your ears. And then you're looking, there is something that seems somewhat unusual when you're looking out. It's not like a typical horizon. You're seeing, like, when you look down a street, it's like bending upward. Like a slight incline. And then you follow that, and you start looking up, and sure enough, there's like buildings off miles up, and the peaks of these structures are like coming down on you. And so, the place that you were in is called Sigil. You'll learn this shortly. To give you an idea of what it looks like, imagine like a tire. That's the structure of how the city is constructed. You could find the edge of a plane by walking in one direction, and maybe you'll attempt to do that at some point. I'm not sure.
So it's like Halo.
It's like yeah. That's what it kind of looks like.
Yeah, like
Yes.
The last Star Trek, I think they have a circular ship that has
Yeah.
a city on it. or
Okay, yeah, I think I've got a visual of that in my mind as well.
something. Can we see? Is it sky everywhere we look though, or is there like dark?
You can, it's only when you look directly up that you see these buildings. You can see kind of a sky, and it's foggy. It's like there's like a smog, and you're kind of taking that in. You can tell that there's like heavy smoke and pollution here,
Okay.
and the architecture seems quite foreign as well. Buildings seem to have multiple doorways versus just like one front porch or one entranceway. They seem to have like multiple doors, way more than would seem practical. And then, as you're taking stock of all of this, your gaze kind of comes to your immediate vicinity, and there you see the bodies of your former comrades, Sindri and Mog. They're both laying upon the street. They're still in their battle gear with their faces that display the story of that battle that you were just in. And you don't have enough time to really react to this, but then you see a tangle-haired woman in a black robe that's jabbing at Mog's corpse with a stick. And she's motioning with her hand towards this gigantic contraption. This big, kind of robotic moving construct that's composed of kind of like a rusty metal. It's got big spikes that protrude from its back, and there's corpses that are skewered onto its back. And you see its hulk. It's even taller than Klaus. It probably stands 12 feet tall. And with one of its gigantic claws, it kind of lunges robotically down, and grabs Mog and hoists him up and throws him on his back. Skewers, you can see blood kind of splatters, and then she's looking over at the next one. Reggie, you've got a passive perception of 19. You notice something else. As she's doing that, you see that in her hands she's fumbling with something. It's the ring of winter. And as she's kind of doing all this sort of, it looks like routine to her. She doesn't seem too disturbed by just coming upon these dead bodies. But she keeps looking at that ring and kind of examining it.
Do I have presence of mind and footing to be able to approach her?
Yeah, she's maybe 20 feet from you, and she looks kind of she notices that you've stood up. You've now stood up.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, wow! I guess you're not as dead as I thought."
I'm not dead at all. In fact, you have something that belongs to me. I require that ring, and I will reach for it intently.
And she kind of pulls back. Finders keepers. I'd get a lot of jink for this.
You get a lot of trouble for hanging on to it as well. And I will unsheath my sword.
She says, You primes. Oh, you got a lot of gumption.
I am no prime. My name is Reginald Itzamy. My friends call me Reggie, which you may call me should you hand over that ring.
I'm not going to hand this over. I just found it.
Klaus, we need to get this ring. I need your assistance, please.
Am I laying down on the ground too?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I assume maybe you kind of picked yourself
Yeah,
up.
I get up and I imagine or Klaus is towering over this lady, and I use my glaive to help me get up, and I'm like, whoa! Excuse me, miss. Oh, that's not close. Let's work on the
been a
accent.
while.
We'll get that going in a bit. Let's just use Tom voice.
Just gotta drink more.
That
Yeah.
plane shifting can really mess with your vocal.
It really does. Hey, Miss, that ring's very very important to my friend here. His dead wife gave that to him. That was.
She's dead? Congratulations.
I think you mean something else.
Well,
You primes. Yeah, you think life is so spectacular. We're all dead. We're all just walking around dead. But how dead are we? The true death. Oh, that's the stuff.
Why would you say that?
She looks over at the bodies and the big construct is just thrown on its back. She says, "No, you see those two? They got the right idea.
The right idea being,
They're in the dead book now.
what's the dead book?
Well, their names are in there. They've achieved their becoming one with the planes."
You know, I get that maybe you're used to all this, but we just have been through an ordeal. I have never experienced this before in my life, and I'm trying to come to terms with it. And all in the meantime of us trying to do that, you're stealing a little ring?
Found?
What?
Who has it?
Well, you have it currently.
Seems like you're trying to steal it from me. All a matter of perspective, just like the death thing.
So if you're dead already,
I'm not dead.
You're not dead.
I'm aspiring to be dead eventually.
Can we help you with
Yeah.
that?
Jesus. I don't think I'm ready.
Well, that ring will bring you certain death, and it's not going to be quick.
Really?
It's not going to be quick.
Awesome.
How can we strike an agreement that would get us that ring?
I ain't giving this back.
Why not?
Now I'm thinking you're saying it's got all sorts of death powers?
Not powers. His dead wife put a curse over that ring that anybody that wears it that is not Reggie will die very slow, painful death.
You're Reggie?
That's Reggie.
I am Reggie.
Wow. Make a persuasion check.
Oh, didn't even need to look that up because it's 0. 6.
She's like, that's the lamest story I've ever heard.
Shit.
What are you trying to... Do I look like some clueless Burke?
Well, a little bit. Do you even know what the soulmonger is?
A what?
Mm.
Is this another tall tale?
No, never mind. I thought you were smarter than you looked, but I guess you're not.
Oh, okay. Jeez. Guys, I got a lot of work to do here, but are you looking to make some jink?
No, not really. I'm looking to get that ring back. And I feel like Reggie is like just so confused, conflicted, like a little bit of like missing that ring and the power that he gets from it, but also like seeing that traumatizing sight of his friends being impaled, having to see Maud kill himself. Like he's starting to lose it a little bit, I think. So he will like reach for the neck of this person and be like, "We will not harm you.
Okay.
But you need to give us that ring."
Make a strength athletics check.
Okay. 22.
Okay, you reach and you grab for her, and then she holds the ring up, and all this like big cone of frosty energy like pours like upwards, and is kind of like cascading down now. There's like a snowstorm is like starting to envelop like in like a 60-foot radius in this spot, and you've got her by the throat, and she's like holding that ring, and she's putting it on, and like it's just like erratically like firing off. And you can see like people are like the crowds of people are like, holy balls, and they're backing up, and
I'm trying to. It's snowing. I'm trying to catch some there.
get one on your toe.
It reminds me of home.
Snow angels.
Yes.
Is there any way that I can so I have her neck and go for the hand and try and get the ring off of the hand?
Yeah. So make another strength athletics check.
15.
Okay. So you've got it.
Okay.
And you're pulling it off as chunks of ice are kind of like raining down. This is probably, and you see that big mechanical thing is like moving to attack. So all of you can roll initiative.
We're not there, though.
You're not there yet. Reggie, what did you
I
have?
have 5.
5. Okay. Klaus?
9.
9. Dino?
9.
Okay. Azad?
10.
All right.
10 wins it. All right.
Well,
Well, I mean,
she's first. So she, you've just like grabbed it, and then she's going to try to like grab it from you.
Okay.
You're just kind of like doing this like tugging kind of thing.
Yeah.
Make a strength athletics check.
Okay. 5.
So she doesn't roll very well either.
Okay.
So you guys are just like it's like a comical, like you're kind of like slapping her, trying to grab it, and then she's like trying to poke at your eyes. But you still like are winning the contest. Because when Reggie went for it, she was struggling, and the ring activated and caused this frosty landscape to kind of envelop the area, and chunks of ice and things are falling down. The townsfolk have taken notice of this, and that there's this large contraption. Maybe I'll pull up the image here of what it looks like, so you can get a sense of what this gigantic construct looks like that's attacking you. It's got the many corpses strapped to its back on these large pikes. This is what we're dealing with.
Oh my.
This one.
It's kind of got a cute little face, though.
Yeah, he's a happy little guy. So Reggie has just gotten the ring back from her, but the damage has been done. There's icy remnants all over the place. And then it's her turn, and she's screaming, and she pulls out a dagger, and she starts running towards you. But as she does so, she slips and falls on her back, and you can see, she hits with a thud, and it's that kind of feeling that knocks your wind out of your sails. And you see her just like, oh, my back, oh! And she's like kind of weeping. And then she looks over at the cadaver collector, and she's like waving her dagger at you from her prone position, like, get that ring! And it's like lumbering, and it starts to move over towards your position. And it starts swinging wildly.
That's one way to do it.
First attack is going to be a 19.
I'll hit.
You'll take 18 bludgeoning damage, plus an additional 16 necrotic damage.
So what is that? That's
34?
34, yep.
And then a second attack will be an 18,
Miss.
which I think misses.
Yep.
And so perhaps you throw up you get a shield that you were using.
Correct.
You throw that up, blocking the blow. But then the spirits, they just kind of whisk over to where you're at, and they start attacking. One attack each. A 15 will miss. Second attack is a 18, which will miss.
Yep.
And then over by Klaus, you're dealing with 2 of the spirits. And they're continuing their attack on you. A 16.
Mm-hmm.
You'll take 10 points of necrotic damage.
Do I get to counter that with a d20 for my mirror images?
Oh, yeah. Roll a d20.
9. Wait, what's the... Is that just a flat roll there with no... Where'd my spell go? D20. Yep, okay. Yeah, that's it.
Did you roll high enough that it...
You gotta roll over... What did I get? A 9? You gotta roll over... And...
I should
An
notice I
8.
use that spell a lot.
Or actually, I have to roll over a 6 to change the attack's
And
target.
you rolled a 9?
Yeah.
Okay, so it hits one of your images instead of you.
Okay.
Second one attacks with an 11, which I believe will miss
Yep.
your AC. So it is at this point that Azad, you're on a street corner with Dino. And so maybe give us a description of who we're looking at as you've just rounded a corner of Sigil and you're looking at this kind of crazy scene. And these 2 figures that are doing battle with this big construct, they're dealing with some ghosts. I mean, this isn't like that outlandish of a scene, but it's a little strange to see in Sigil because there are laws here. And you know that this whole thing is likely to attract the Harmonium, who are kind of like the de facto self-proclaimed like police.
Okay. Alright, so Azad is a Githzerai, so he's tall, green-skinned, thin with super pointy ears and stuff. And so he's like a kind of a guide and a ranger, so it's basically he's got just like quivers coming off of every possible angle of his back, and just one sword and shield kind of dangle. Otherwise, pretty plainly dressed in just normal armor, so he's very, very non-flashy, and just an extremely stoic type. So, like, he comes around the corner, and as alarming as this might be, his reaction is more of like a, And, do I know that I'm, based on his intel, that I'm trying to save, or trying to find some people, right?
Yeah, you've got a feeling, the Ring of Winter was probably a thing that had been told to you about.
So I see,
so
like... that these are so I know, and so I kind of do one of those...
This is where we're at.
And so, I guess I have this sort of ability to do attacks and teleports, which you said are actually working here.
Yep, those will work here.
So I'm going to pick out the specters, I think. How many were there?
There are 4 in total. There are 2 on Reggie and 2 on Klaus.
Okay, so my intention is to, as soon as I get kind of close enough that they realize I'm helping, I'm gonna be like, yo, we should probably run and hide because this is gonna attract the guards. But first, I'm going to notch an arrow and take a shot at one of the specters.
Sure.
So that would be a big number, 25 to hit.
Yep. And this is magical bow?
Yep, it's a +1 bow. It'll only do 7 damages.
Alright.
And then I will teleport 10 feet closer, shoot again at a different one.
Okay.
That's a bigger number to hit for... I didn't roll that again. For 11 damage. And then I will teleport yet a third time and shoot a third one. 23 to hit for 13 damages. And then I imagine I'm like 30 feet closer. I might be in the fray or whatever, but I'm like, we should probably run from here. Yeah.
Sounds good. So suddenly, like in the
Okay,
midst of
I'm
already a chaotic scene, now you're seeing like what really looks like kind of like an alien creature. You've never seen anything like him.
Yeah.
Kind of doing this like teleporting, jutting. It's pretty fantastic what he's doing and the abilities that he has. And then it is Klaus's turn.
Yeah, I think we should run.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm running.
Okay, you're gonna take the disengage action to do that, or are you just like using the dash to get as far away as you can?
I'm gonna disengage with all my little mirrored buddies. Ah!
Okay, you start to make it a bit away. You're about 30 feet away, and then Dino, you were just with him. You had just turned the corner. Who are we looking at? Describe this character.
How far away am I from this scene here?
You're like 60 feet away from the fray.
Okay. Well, Dino is a half elf bard who is a representative of Uteo, and he wears a dino suit.
Yeah, he does.
So you basically see what looks like a baseball mascot comes around the corner, and what does he do?
We didn't get here early enough. Oh my! He comes forward, and he casts polymorph on that big construct.
Polymorph. Okay.
Yes.
What's the save DC?
Do you have that dark, like, black screen in front of your face in this outfit, too, like at Disney World?
No, I picture it like the Fortnite guy where
Yeah,
his head is coming
that's
through
what
the teeth.
Yeah, I pictured that at first, but then once he said mascot, I'm like, oh, jeez.
Your save DC is going to be 8 plus
Yeah,
your
his face is
charisma plus your
exposed.
Oh, it is?
proficiency.
Yep.
Okay.
Save DC.
Yeah, 8 plus
Do you-
charisma.
does that
plus
lady still have
your
that ring there?
proficiency
No,
bonus,
he's
so
Reggie's
You
got
got it?
control.
Okay, I was say I just ran
18.
away and left
probably.
the ring.
That's right. Yeah, 18. 18
Trying to
is the
get
save
my
DC.
Stuff organized and not paying attention.
I guess I didn't put that down. Spell attack modifier?
Nope.
Nope.
8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your
Yep, 18.
18. Okay. What are you turning it into?
Frog.
Okay. So the giant cadaver, the cadaver collector, I should say, becomes very diminutive, and it becomes this little frog that is hopping around at your feet.
That's wonderful.
So that's what Dino does. Reggie, it is your turn.
Okay. So I still have 2 specters then, correct?
Yeah.
And then
And 2 of them have taken arrows from.
from
Your get Yankee
Azad,
friend.
or okay. Heard him yell. I saw Klaus take off. I also am gonna take off. But I don't think that Reggie would disengage. I think he would just bolt.
All right.
So I'm going as far as I can.
As you do that, you're kind of just bolting, not taking too much notice as you're running. Just to reset the scene, you're kind of like in this kind of slum area,
Yeah.
and as you're running, there's kind of like a black, brackish puddle, like on the cobblestone that is collected there.
Sure.
And as you're running, you're gonna probably just beeline right through it. But then, as you get like within 5 feet of it, you see the water kind of shimmers a bit, and this like hand like sprawls up and like tries to grab at you, and it grabs at your ankle.
Can I like try and dive over it, like military roll?
Yeah. Okay. Give me a acrobatics check.
Okay.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
Scale armor.
Reggie,
I
why
think
didn't you
that's a
freeze it?
disadvantage on that.
Oh, I rolled real good. 21.
Okay, so as it grabs, you're like, "Hoop, not today," and you tuck and roll, which
Oh.
seems like a move you've done before. And even in your scale mail, you do that.
Yeah.
You kind of just leap over and like continue running
Okay.
past. And then it's Rakshama's turn, the lady, and you can just hear in the background like she's kind of shouting at you, Reggie, as you're running away. And you sense that she's progressing behind you, but because you didn't disengage and you ran, she's like 30 feet behind you.
Okay.
The rest of you would note that she seems to know what those puddles are, and she like navigates around them. And then the cadaver collector is a frog, and then the spirits are, 2 of them are coming towards you. The other 2 are, well, let me think about that. The 2 that you shot are coming towards you, and then the other 2 are going after Klaus. So first we're going to do 2 attacks on Klaus. A 21 will hit. You'll take 10 damage. Give me a con save.
My
Or
God.
first do your mirror image.
Yeah, let's see, they're still up. 12. That won't.
You've only lost 1 image so far, so
Yep,
Oh yeah, I
that's
gotta.
what I'm-
I gotta roll over 8 now
okay.
because I got 1 down.
So it grabs at one of your images, which puffs out of existence, and then the other one misses.
Okay.
And then there's 2 over by Azad that are attacking. 15
That misses.
and another miss. So you're kind of jutting out. You got your bow out, but you're like, this is, of course. And then it's Azad's turn.
Okay, so I want to head in whichever one of those guys got the furthest. I want to start kind of heading in that direction.
Okay.
But using the teleport, so I'm going to teleport 10 feet away from the first one. I'm going to shoot at him. 18 to hit for 13 damage, if that hits. And then I'm going to teleport again, 26 to hit for 12 damage. And teleport yet a third time, 25 to hit for 11 damage. But all on different ones.
Okay, so one of them goes down. The
Okay.
one that had 11 damage goes down.
Okay.
Tell me another one of your damages.
I think I had like 2 11s. We
I
can
think
just say
there's
11.
another 11 in there.
Yeah, let's just say 11
That
for
one's
all.
still up. And then you're attacking a third target.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's I can.
You have to switch targets.
Yeah, I
first?
have to
Okay.
switch targets for
So then you're
that.
shooting at one that's near close.
Yep. And I'm heading towards Reggie with it, and that one was, we'll just say an 11 again, too.
Okay, that one disappears. So there's 2 spirits left.
Okay, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to Misty Step the rest of the distance towards
So you pop up like right next to
him, and then kind of start running with him, because I didn't technically use any of my movement yet.
So
either.
you're like, intention is like, are you leading? Are you like following? me
Yeah, I'm going to
thing?
kind of be like,
Because you know
follow
where
me,
you're
yeah.
going. Your
We'll-
destination, you guys don't know it yet. You don't know who these guys are, but you know that you're with Dino,
Mhm.
and you're supposed to be heading to the Bottle and Jug, which is
Okay.
a tavern where your patron, or his patron, who hired you, wants to meet with them.
Okay, follow me to safety and good drinks.
Seems fair.
That's all I got.
And then I'll like
There's
start
no other
moving.
no other choice at this point.
Sounds good. Klaus, it is your turn.
The spirit still next onto my tail here.
One is.
Okay. I'm gonna attack.
All right.
I don't know if it will do anything because it's a spirit.
Ooh,
but
let me pause real quick, just to make sure. I think I already in text told you this, but in Tomb of Annihilation, you guys had like this boost of like 50 hit points from the Acererak battle. That's not in play anymore. That was from the sacrifice of the spirits.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think based on the hit points you sent me that was already.
I
taken
think I
care
had
of.
that in as temp HP.
What was the other thing? You guys had like powers that you got from the
Yes.
artifacts. So
Correct.
like Klaus, you used to have like 4 attacks because of that. That's gone. So now you would have
2,
just the 3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
What was your thing, Reggie? What did you have?
I have it in my other notes. Let's see, what did I have? I'll have to look for it. I'm sorry, I don't know.
What I can't find in my notes here. I'm trying to update my glaive here. It wasn't just a regular glaive as far as number metal, right?
It was
This
from the
has-
glaive, like the spirit of the glaive, Shigambi.
For combat wise though,
I have it.
a regular glaive is 1d10 plus 4. Is that what the one I was using too? Or was
Yeah.
that a...
Yeah, that would be right. the
Okay.
Damage.
So I had my personality trait was feeling shrewd and conniving, and then I couldn't be surprised. I had advantage on all wisdom rolls, and then I never took damage from falling.
Okay.
So now those are wiped out.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Klaus. Go ahead.
Are all of the abilities gone then? Like, I had an ability to cast disperse magic or something like that.
Just the abilities that you got from Shigambi. I think for you,
That
it
was-
was really just the attack, the extra attack.
Okay.
I think you're right.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna attack this spirit with my glaive, and as I'm doing that, my mirrored buddy, my last buddy, is swinging along with me. 15.
That will hit.
Uh, 6 damage.
As you swing with that weapon, you can tell that it kind of passes through the spirit. You can tell it takes some damage, but this item that you had that was super powerful, it doesn't seem super powerful in this instance. Why don't you make me an intelligence check? This could be an arcana.
Good luck.
Ooh.
Really?
20.
You only need a 10. You know that they're primes. Meaning they're from the prime material world, and their items that they have are attuned to that plane, and thus they're just mundane items here.
I will, the next opportunity I have, I'll definitely be like,
Let them know.
I'll try to let them know in language that would, like, the easiest and quickest way to explain it in however many turns that might take.
Yeah. So, sorry, Klaus. That was just your first attack. You've got 2 more if you want. But in the moment, you're probably just attacking wildly, but you're noticing, like,
Just
why isn't this... This was like a super cool thing before.
yeah.
Where'd my
It's
groove
like-
go?
Yeah.
It's like trying to swing a bat in a pool. All right. I'm just gonna do that again. Keep hacking here. Another 15,
Yep.
and then 9 damage.
All right. That was your second attack, yeah?
Oh yeah. I don't like this rolling thing at all.
Third attack.
17.
That'll hit.
Guess I could have rolled while you were gone. Come on. 10 damage.
Nice. Alright. So you can tell you're whisking away at the thing, and it's like the projection of it. It's kind of getting holes in it and becoming like fading a little bit, but it's still lashing out and screaming at you. And then it's Dino's turn.
Dino.
Now, Klaus is getting attacked by one of those spirit
He is.
monsters. Is he the only one that has one of those by him?
In melee, yeah.
Okay.
The other specter was kind of left in the
How,
dust.
how close is he to me?
He's been running away.
In my direction?
No, away from you. He's following Aza. Well, he's not really following Aza, but he's running away in that
I heard him
direction.
say we should run, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay.
He's probably like 30 feet from where you are.
And then you stopped.
And then I was like, well, I might as
Okay.
well fight.
Well, I can go up to 30 feet, so I can I go up to him, and I attack the spirit with my rapier.
Okay. Yeah, you can get there. Now, your rapier, is it a magic weapon?
It's a +1
Okay.
rapier.
A +1 from this plane. So it will
Well,
count as a magical item.
I was born here, I guess. That would be 19,
That'll hit.
and he does 11 damage.
That destroys that spirit.
Nice.
So there's only one spirit in play right now, and it's like, it's on Azad, or chasing after Azad.
So it's between the two groups, basically. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's, the woman is just shouting.
We must leave
soon. At this point, she really can't catch up to you. You've run so far.
Yeah.
But she's just hollering at you.
Yeah.
And if you turned around, you'd see her waving her dagger like, "You bastard!"
Dang kids.
You should know better.
The cadaver collector is a frog. And then we've really just got this one spirit left that what will it do? It's like it's in pursuit,
Yeah.
but it's not going to catch up to you guys. It's chase. It's you can tell its intention is to go after Reggie.
Yeah.
And then it's Azad's turn.
All right. Well, I'll do some of that talking that we were talking about before about explaining how things are a little different, probably than you're used to.
Well, just so you, if you're aware, the spirit is the specter is chasing.
Oh, well then I will shoot
It's
at
the only
it.
thing that's in pursuit. Yeah.
So does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Okay, I'll use my bonus action to designate it as my planar warrior and do extra damage to it. So 10 plus 9 is 19
Okay.
force damage.
You take it down. Now
Okay.
it probably seems safe. You guys basically were out of initiative because she doesn't have her muscle.
Yeah.
She's really not that powerful.
Yeah.
Her muscle was the thing that you turned into the frog, and so she's just screaming. She's calling for a guard, but you guys are running away.
Yeah.
So you're basically at this point wandering through these winding cobblestone roads in this place. This is like it's like Skid Row. As you're running and talking, you're seeing what seems to be like people hanging out outside of bars. You're seeing demons and angels kind of having conversations, and it's a little jarring, that part. You see like women with like babies that are crying. You're just kind of getting this sense of poverty as you're in this area, and you know that that's where you are, the Hive. This
Okay.
is the underclass area of Sigil.
Okay. Well, we'll keep I'll keep trying to guide us to somewhere where we kind of get a little bit lost, and then I want to maybe try to cast Pass Without Trace on us as a group, so we can just trying to elude the authorities. So
Yeah.
because I know I'll know that she probably was calling for guards, and that we definitely just did illegal stuff. So I'll be like, "There, come by me."
Well, specifically, what was illegal about what just happened was that Reggie's in possession of this Ring of Winter, which Dino probably told you something about.
Okay.
And you would know that that is a very powerful artifact, and it's unregistered.
Okay. Actually, I'll do something different then. Show me that ring. Huh? I won't take it from you. Promise.
You take a step back, I'll take a step back.
Okay. I'd like to cast non-detection on the ring,
Okay.
so that it can't be seen or scryed or located by any magical means or anything.
He's a good guy. You can trust him.
I'll just do my little. I'll do
So you see him do a spell.
Seems okay.
we must go meet some folks Dino can fill you in here. The dinosaur.
Dino the Dino.
You people, I am so glad to meet you.
Oh.
You are the ones responsible for getting rid of the soulmonger.
We are.
I have been told by the one that I work for.
Who do you work for?
I am the representative of Upteo.
Is there any relation to Ukteo?
You would know the name. You probably would remember the name Upteo.
Ukteo.
He is kind of the deity that once presided over Chult.
Yeah, that's right.
The people no longer, his absence was kind of told to you through like a fable that had happened.
Yep.
When you had to solve like the puzzle cube thing.
Yeah.
I think that story came out that Upteo he was the father of the dinosaurs, the father of Chult, but he had absconded from this. He used to walk amongst the people,
Right.
but he left because they were constantly coming to him, solve our problems, and he said, "You guys need to figure your stuff out for yourselves. I'm out."
And that's when
the trickster gods
Yeah.
came into play.
Gotcha.
They were kind of like aspects of himself that
Okay.
remained, and that's where that whole story about that you had to solve the puzzle cube thing about,
Yeah.
and then
You're
then
thinking
Acererak
of that
showed up.
Ukanga? Is that who you're talking about?
No, I think I just misheard
Oh, okay.
it being Ook with a
Oh,
K
okay.
instead of Oop with a P.
I remember
Well, it's
that
actually a
guy.
B. Ub.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
an Ubteo.
Oobteo. Oobteo. Okay.
The great Upteo would like to meet with you.
Oobteo lives?
Yes, he lives here in Sigil.
This is Sigil?
Sigil.
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 I
He talks
sorry,
funny.
you're
No,
right.
no.
I talk funny.
Yeah.
Yes, and he wishes to see you now. He would like to
For what
return to
purpose?
Schultz.
He would?
Yes.
To do what?
To return to his duty as deity of Chult.
I mean, I'd like to
He
go
wish-
back to Chult. I don't really like it
Yeah.
here.
That would probably be good.
Yes.
Do you think he can bring us back?
He wishes for you to find the way back. We have a guide here.
He's
Wait, what?
dipping me
Reggie,
to help you find your way
Why do
back.
all these gods always need us to
I don't
like do
understand.
everything for
Right?
them?
What's going
Hey.
on?
Hey, please. He only wishes to meet with you.
Oh,
Alright.
I guess it's worth it. You guys helped us get
Yeah.
out of some trouble here.
That's
Oh, by
true.
the way, did you
Is
know
he
that I
very impressed with you?
Well, I hope so.
Yes.
I mean, we did destroy the Soulmonger and a giant baby thing
Yeah.
that was.
That's why he
like,
comes
killed
to you.
baby?
That was weird.
You are the
Wow.
only ones that are worthy.
There was another person that killed a baby.
Yeah,
but not
he-
really.
He's on the back of the robot.
So you kill baby killers.
He would like
No,
them
no,
too,
no,
but
no, no.
it's too late for them.
Okay, maybe we talk to Uteo and sort this all out.
Okay. I'll
Follow
show
me.
you the inn.
Yeah.
We'll go.
Well, he'll show you the inn.
So where you've just ducked by to have this conversation, you can see that nearby there's a very large like stone monolith, like kind of on the corner where you ducked around, and you can see that there's like it's almost like a plaza or some kind of a memorial or a park. There's
Okay.
benches around, and you can see there's a lot of like skull like motif around in this little. It's kind of like the corner of like two streets like meet, and then there's like this plaza off in the corner with this big giant stone monolith. It probably rises 50 feet up. It's quite tall, and you can just see writing like names upon names upon names. You can see there's a couple of little like people in robes there. They seem to be chiseling at the base of the structure.
Can we read it? Like, is it written in language that we would recognize, or?
You see at the base of the obelisk, the names that are being etched in are Mogroth, and then there's another one that's chiseling in Sindri of the Steep Hill clan.
Reggie,
Mm-hmm.
in Sasso we have the legend of a man called John Wick. And in the legend of this man,
Uh-huh.
there are buildings and places that are safe for all, no matter if they're evil or good.
Oh.
I'm wondering if we're in a place
Hmm.
like that. I mean, it's kind of not to do with the monolith thing, but
What happens if someone doesn't follow that rule?
I think then there's a lot of trouble.
Okay.
Like, I think we're in some trouble.
I think we are too.
Keep a low profile here.
As you're observing them chiseling this,
Yeah.
you can kind of see it almost seems like the monolith is like expanding, like it's kind of magically doing so, almost like they're chiseling at like the baseline, and as they do so, it almost seems like the monolith just like expands to like continue to
To allow
allow
it to
for
become
more
okay.
space.
Is there anybody else kind of around the monolith?
There's like some people hanging out, like looking at it. You can see some people maybe like trying to read like the names.
Do
but
I
then
get
you,
it?
Wow.
Do I get a sense on if I could, without disturbing anybody? I know that nothing's gonna happen, but like, could I go up and just like touch the friends' names and just like remember them
yeah.
without upsetting anybody or knowing that that's something that's not allowed?
I mean, you don't know that,
Right.
but
right.
but you go up and you do that.
Yeah.
You go and you touch the names, and they feel real. Like you're feeling like the grooves of the chiseling, and
Stop it.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I just.
This is like, we're at a really nice store right now, and you can't just be touching stuff. Like, the clerk is over there watching.
It's all hitting me though. Like, I don't know how you're.
as you're doing that,
Yeah.
there's like this robed figure that's like not really walking. It's like kind of like floating. It's very thin, kind of gaunt looking. It's got kind of bluish skin tone, and it's almost got this like almost like George Washington like cottony hair.
Okay.
It's just like a big like cloud around its head,
Yeah.
Oh.
and it's floated over by the two of you, and it's looking at you, and you can just see like kind of like little images popping around its head. Like you see one of the images is like an exclamation mark, and then one of the other images is like something about a ring. You can see like a circle, and then it's like pixels are being filled in about like what your facial
I think we should run.
faces look like.
Turn around.
Sounds right.
And it's
yeah,
just like kind of like moving its hands around like it's reading Braille or something out in front of it.
Okay. Well, to take us to Uteo.
And you know what that is. You both know what that is. That's one of the Dabus. Or Debus, we're gonna say is the
Okay.
pronunciation.
More pop culture here, I believe.
This is one
It's,
of the. These are the custodians of Sigil. They work for the Lady of Pain. You don't want to get their attention.
Okay.
They fix up the city. They maintain the city, and they are the eyes and ears.
Your identities are being scanned, I think.
Okay, let's go.
This is getting intense.
Time to go. Take us to Obteo.
So you're wandering through the hive. It's a winding maze of cramped cobblestones, seemingly unplanned buildings, crumbling tenements. You can just feel there are cockroaches staring at you as you're running through these streets. In fact,
It's not that bad.
as you're running, you see a scurry of rats that kind of like cross your path, and their eyes glow, and you can see their little scalps kind of like illuminate an aura as they run past you. And you see crooked smokestacks in the distance. This is probably where all this smog is coming from. And as you're pushing through the crowds of people, Klaus, you bump into a child who's like passing you by. And he looks at you with a very kind of a look of like, how dare you? You know, he's got, he demands you apologize, you stupid Burke. Clueless idiot.
How old are you? Do you have an age?
And as you're questioning him, he starts to transform, and he becomes this big gray-looking creature that is almost like toad-looking, and has big spiny like points that come out of his back, and he's kind of like these massive mammoth claws, and he kind of like grabs you by the shoulder, and he says, "That is the most insulting question in my culture."
I'm so sorry. He's so sorry. We did not mean anything by it.
How are you gonna make this right?
Wow, how do you want us to make it right? That's the way we'll do it.
I say, well, it seems to me that there's a lot of cultures here, and I can't keep all of them straight. I mean, you gotta give me a little bit of break here.
So my culture is insignificant to you? Is that what you're saying?
Now, don't get upset.
I'm upset!
So sorry.
I am so enraged!
We're so sorry, sir. Ma'am. Being.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you turn back into the cute little boy again?
He, you can just tell he's just shaking with rage, and he seems uncontrollable.
Let's go get a drink.
What should we do?
This situation has grown out of control.
What should we do?
Get it?
He's on.
I
Stop
would
making
like
jokes.
to try to persuade
Sorry.
him to calm down.
Okay, what does that look like?
It would involve him giving a heartfelt apology.
Make, give me just like an intelligence skill check. Or, no, actually make it an insight check.
16.
Okay. You know that that's a terrible idea. What you have to do, somebody has to start yelling at him in a similar manner. That's what he's looking
That's
for.
totally what Klaus would normally do.
Okay. You insulted my friend, and I can't. You're making me so mad. You can't do that anymore. Go away, beast.
Make an intimidation check.
I like it. I like it.
Intimidation. Okay. 20.
Okay. As you're screaming at him, and he's looking at you, and then he just like wraps you up in his arms in an embrace. And he like, hits you on the back, and then he kind of gives you two a sneer. Stupid primes. And then he moves on.
Oh,
So,
There's a lot of that around here.
hey, thanks for the follow, SideQuest Live. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Thanks for joining us, despite all of our technical problems here. So our heroes are engaging with the sights of Sigil. They're realizing they're way out of their element as they arrive before the building that resembles a fortress that you two know as the Bottle and Jug. The Bottle and Jug is a black granite structure with spires that flank its entry. There is a wooden door with hand-painted letters that are drawn rather unimaginatively, B and J, which mark the entrance. Two creatures that vaguely resemble female trolls stand at the entryway, greeting all who approach. And
This is our stop.
Right this way. Are you here for the match?
I'm here for some food.
Let's try
we
letting
will
other
partake in
let's try letting
watching
other
the
people
match,
talk.
too.
Eh? Maybe you zip it for now, huh?
You're interested in the match? It's 5 jink for a seat. Or, if you're feeling lucky and they're looking at Klaus and they give you a wink, 50 gold to enter.
Hands off the female trolls, yeah.
Do I look like I have 50 gold? What else can I do to get in there?
They say 50.
Wait, what?
Wait, I thought
They
I
just
said.
kinda like-
I thought I asked
Klaus,
you not to
don't
talk.
ask that.
Oh no, it's not polite to not respond.
The one looks at you and she says, "Perhaps you find a sponsor." The reigning champion, Akra. He hasn't been taken down in several weeks. He's a reigning champ, but I don't know. And then they're kind of talking. I think this one, right? Yep. Or maybe that one. Then they're pointing at Reggie. Yeah, I could see it.
I have no interest. I just want to go see Uteo.
I just start reading my rough map of the area.
Sounds good.
Like it's important.
I think we'll pass on the match. I'll pay the. How much is a jink?
You know that jink is just kind of the word for gold.
Okay. Do I have any jink?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
you
That's
said you
just
had like
gold.
500 gold or
Yeah.
so.
Can I just pay the 5 jink for all these primes and the dinosaur?
They say absolutely, and they take your coin and they say welcome, and they open the door for you and welcome you inside the Bottle and Jug. You see a bustling drinking
very
hall.
generous of you.
It's split into sections by these kind of movable partitions, kind of like a dressing partition. These foldable kinds of things that seem to like section off the bar for different types of patrons, maybe to like keep some semblance of control so that there isn't incidents. Each of the partitions seems to illustrate scenes of demons and devils embroiled in conflict. Hellish landscapes kind of illustrated on the art of these things. And then at the center of the bar hall, you see a circular bar where there are 2 orcs. They look like orcs from your world. Slinging drinks. They're the bartenders. And then off from the main hall, you see doors that are clearly meant to lead to the lavatories, based on the signage on them. And then you see a number of doors that are composed of frosty glass that seem like they might be like restricted areas or private rooms for parties. So you see there are people kind of mingling and slinging drinks and things like that. And then what would you like to do? I'll leave it there.
Well,
Where's your man, eh?
I would know where Uteo would be located, so I will lead the group directly to there.
Okay. So you know that you want to go to one of those private rooms back there.
first.
As you're doing that, you're kind of making your way through the crowd of, kind of imagine like a big sports pub. You're trying to get through this crowd, and as you're kind of navigating around the bar area, you take note that there is a angelic-looking figure. It's got wings, dressed in white, and upon its robe is a symbol of a gauntlet, and on either side of it there's like this demon that kind of looks like a flying little pig man with big tusks, and on the other side is another demon that almost has like pincers for hands. He's got kind of like a dog face, and the two of them are like tossing this book, and you can see him kind of like in nerdy fashion, like, come on guys, and they're like totally like picking on him, razzing him.
How tall or like how big are these demons?
They're like medium-sized creatures. So like the one piggish like guy is he's got wings, and so he's kind of hovering above his bar seat, whereas the other one's just kind of standing there as they're tossing this book back and forth.
Don't get involved.
I know
Don't look
this
him in
is
the
gonna
eye.
This is gonna irritate our new buddies, but I just want to like reach out and grab the book when it's like monkey in the middle style here,
Okay.
and I
No,
give it back to
no,
that
don't
guy.
do that.
So you go over and you grab the book,
Yeah.
and then you can kind of see like the face on the angel is just like ah, and then the pig guy is looking at you and he's like, wow, what is this? Huh?
Well, what the?
Give him the book.
What
How
the hell,
dare you?
Well, what the hell does it look like? You're picking on this guy here. He just wants to read his book. I mean, don't you ever read any books?
Books are nerds!
Well, I mean that's kind of true.
And you can see the other demons just like, and then he's like poking the angel a little bit, and he's like, "Come on, guys, I need to give that. That's a gift."
I just start walking away then with the group.
The guy with the big pincers like kind of grabs at your shoulder, and he's like, "Not so fast, there, fella."
I know.
As he does that, let's see here. I don't remember if I have it. Oh, this is a bad idea. But this is what Klaus does. Bad ideas.
I want double what you offered to pay me first. This is trouble.
Would Klaus have a dagger?
Oh god.
If he has one
Think
on
I
his sheet.
learned not to get involved.
I don't remember if I picked one up.
I wouldn't imagine that you.
No. I just grab his whatever you want to call that thing. What I imagine to be like his wrist. Grab on tight, put a lot of pressure on if I can, and say, well, just chill out, or I'm gonna crack this crab shell open and have myself a little poor man's lobster right here.
So you can see he's winding up to take a stab at you, and the other guy's like casting a spell, and then suddenly. The guy in the background that's casting a spell blinks out, disappears. And then the guy that you're holding is looking back and he's like, "Ah, not again! One of these stupid primes has summoned him to the material plane! It's always happens at the most inopportune time! Have your book!" And he just kind of like, he seems like he's like, fine. He moves away.
Wow.
It helped
See,
an angel.
People don't mess with Klaus.
And then you can see the angel's just like, oh god, thanks. What's your name?
Klaus.
Klaus? My name is Cheval. Good to meet you. Klaus?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that name. Do you know Reginald?
Yeah.
Reggie.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, dude.
Oh, good. It's really important that book. Can I have that book?
Oh yeah. I mean, I did get it so you could have it.
Oh,
that was
okay,
like
good.
my plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Because it's really important that I get that book to Reggie. He needs that.
Well, I can give it to him.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna see him in a little bit.
Okay. Very important that Torm wants him to have that because it's got everything that he needs to know.
You know Torm?
Yeah.
Oh my!
He's the greatest.
Holy shit! I
Do
mean,
you know Torm?
I mean,
tell you all about
I probably know a few things about him. I mean, Reggie talks about him a lot. But
Yeah.
I'll give Reggie this book, and maybe on we'll run into each other again. And you can meet Reggie.
Yeah. It's kind of the chant in the heavens right now is about that, the whole soulmonger thing. Just a precursor though. We need Reggie in prime form. There's big things happening. I don't know what, but from the sounds of it, I mean, there's a lot of crazy things going on. Have you heard about this?
Not. I don't really know what's going on. We're in this crazy place. Nothing makes sense. There's
a lot to learn. I don't hang out here all that much either. I mean, look at this place. It's not really the kind of place a Torm follower should be in.
You mean just this bar or this realm that we're in here?
Mostly the bar.
Oh.
I don't like being here.
Oh.
Okay. But I heard that Reggie was going to be around, so I'm glad I hung out with you and that you helped me.
Yeah.
Get him that book. I'm going to.
I will.
Send my love.
Will do.
And then you can see he's like, yeah, see ya.
Okay. I guess I should explain why I didn't say, "Oh, Reggie's here," because I'm concerned that might be one of the people looking to get that ring and lock it up. But here's the book.
So
check it out.
He hands you this book that has kind of like golden hinges on it. It's a leather-bound book, and it has like the gauntlet icon on it. And like you're looking at this, and you know, like this is a tome of like the deepest. This is not a book that was like crafted in the material plane. There's almost like an aura about it, and
would I have heard that conversation?
Yeah, I think you're around.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how I was imagining it. I was imagining you just standing there watching the whole thing. Like.
Yeah. Okay. I will open that book, like thirsty for whatever's in there.
From just like a 30-second glance as you're
like
paging through it, it's all like philosophy and teachings, but it seems very advanced. Like something that you'd have to study.
Yeah. Okay.
To understand, but
Okay.
Unlike anything that you've studied back with Watamoto and back at your covenant.
Yeah.
So this is like, oh geez, it's like you've taken like Math 101 and now you've just been handed like this book of all these different like
differential
metaphysics.
Yeah, like really unworldly kinds of concepts.
Okay. Well, I will commit, like, I'll, like, hold it to my chest and, like, say a little silent prayer that I will commit to Torm, that I will do everything I can to memorize and understand everything that's in this book, even if it takes me my entire life.
It feels good to have it,
Yeah.
and it's going to take you a while, but with time, maybe you'll learn something from it.
Okay.
I imagine that during that whole altercation, I was just like ordering drinks for the four of us, and then like basically drank most of them.
Okay.
And like I have one mug left to like hand to somebody.
I lean over and just, if there's one that's not completely gone, I don't take the full one. I just, I'm like, hey, how do you like this? Yeah, I mean, we could do some good things here, I guess.
Ukteo is waiting. He's not the patient one.
As you're ordering drinks, you know this bartender. You've probably been in here before. His name is Huxon. Barl Huxon. And he's just sour-faced orc type, big as a bull. And as you're ordering drinks, he's kind of like observing this whole thing that's happening over here. And he's like, "Yeah, who are the primes that you brought in here?"
Just in those jobs that I'm. I think I went French there. I lost it. That's just a job I'm doing for the planeswalkers. Yeah.
You're fine.
He says, "Well,
This one and the dinosaurs. Yeah.
oh, I know you.
Yeah.
He hired me to get these primes back to the prime, I think.
He says, "You haven't been telling every Tom, Dick, and Jerry about our
No,
friend in the back there, have you?"
no, just these two.
He says, "Good. Do they know?"
Not everything yet.
Why don't you
Wants
mosey on back
to
there
meet
and
them.
get to the point?
He's
It'd
asking.
be very bad for me if someone were to know who we got back there."
That's where we're trying to go right
Oh,
now.
they're
Okay, let's go.
So how much I owe you for the drinks, folks?
What you know the specialty? They have like a cherry wine that is kind of like
Okay.
the thing here. It's a silver piece of glass.
Okay, so I bought like 4 and drank basically like 2.5 while I was waiting for them.
Okay, sounds good.
And I'll take that.
I'll follow Dino.
Yep, me too.
All right, so you make your way back to you open up one of those doors with frosty glass, and you're in, it's basically like a VIP area of a club or something. It's private, and there's like plushy furniture about, and there's a big table like in the center where there's like some pictures of probably more of this cherry wine and goblets laid out. Big fruit basket, and Side Quest Live says that they run some Shadowrun games. So Joe Elmer here is a Shadowrun fan, so maybe he'll come check you out. Thanks for stopping by. So the thing that's maybe most prominent as you enter in this big place is there's this huge creature who's sitting down, tortoise shell, and the tortoise shell almost seems to have like plant life or like almost like a tropical tree growing out of its back, the head of a triceratops, and kind of like tortoise-like appendages, and it's looking at this big stone slab that's adhered to the wall, and you can see like images on the slab, and they seem to be images of Chult. And actually, as you're looking at it, it's all of you, the two of you, in that battle with Acererak. And as the creature notices that you've entered, you can see him like quickly like grab at some kind of like a little device, and he like turns the thing off. And he says, "Oh, please come on in, welcome. I've been looking forward to meeting you. I am Ukteo. I imagine you have lots of questions for me."
Yes. How much are you?
Close the door. Close the
How
door.
much?
How much are you paying?
Hey, that's my tail.
That's my question. Dino said original amount, but they very much trouble. So.
Didn't you get? You didn't get paid already? I gave him a big bag of money for you.
I'm sorry.
Did you lose the money?
No. You can have it now. It's fine.
Didn't that get factored in?
Might
back?
have. I don't know.
I think so. But he says, "Well, we can discuss those details soon.
Okay.
First, I think that congratulations are in order, and thank you."
For the soulmonger, I'm imagining.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I thought that it was wise to leave Chult. It brings me much pain that outsiders had to come and solve our problems, but thankfully you were there to save the day and stop the pain that Acererak would have brought into your world.
Why weren't you able to just come back and end it?
In my years of exile, the people have stopped believing. I am greatly diminished. That's probably why I am allowed to be here. If the Lady of Pain knew that I was here. Powers are not allowed in Sigil.
Oh.
So maybe she just thinks that I'm not worthy. Maybe I'm not a deity at all anymore. I don't know. What I do know is that without the belief of the people, I will not have the power that I need to stop Dendar, the Night Spirit, when he comes back to Chult.
Dendar.
And
Is Dendar what I saw in my dreams?
I'm not sure if you ever saw Dendar in your dreams, but you have heard that name before. You know that the story is that Dendar was like imprisoned in the Peaks of Flame. There's a mountain range in Chult where the story goes that he's imprisoned there. And Raznasi and the Yuan-Ti revered that spirit. And one day they wanted to bring it back into the world. And the story goes that when that happens, Ubteo will arrive
come
to
back.
stop it.
Gotcha. That's right. I remember that. Yep.
And so now he's saying that he doesn't think that because of the time lapse, his exile has diminished his power.
Gotcha.
In trying to teach the people of Chult a lesson, he's done so at sacrifice to his power. And so now he tells you that he wants to thank you and repay you in some way for saving Chult. That's why they've hired a planeswalker to help you get back.
Well, how do you expect to repay us when 3 of our colleagues have died trying to save your world that you abandoned?
It is a pity. That is...
Don't insult him.
I'm not insulting him, I'm stating facts.
It is not an insult, Dino. Come on, these are our friends. These are our guests. I know that their deaths are troubling, but I assure you, because you destroyed the soulmonger, their souls live on in the afterlife, here in the upper planes.
They're here?
Sure.
Can we say hello to them?
He
Or
says,
goodbye? Or thank you?
He says, well, yeah, you could travel to the heavens, the 7 heavens. But we have pressing matters. You see, Dino here, he is to be my speaker. I need you to bring him with you back home to reinvigorate the belief in me amongst my people.
And you think he can do that?
Yeah, look at him.
Alright.
I don't know what's the people of
This
your-
will appeal to the youth.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's been a sign. It'll be. Yeah.
This is my thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you heard of Barney?
Well, it sounds like you're asking us to do more as opposed to what you had opened with, in that you were going to thank us.
Oh, you want to go home?
Well, yeah, that'd be great.
So I am just asking you take a +1 with you back to your world.
Okay. So the thank you is just getting us back to Chult?
Yes, I have hired our friend Azad here
Uh-huh.
to help you navigate. Because you see, normally this place, Sigil, has many doors to many worlds. But currently, many of those doors are closed. No one knows why. Something is happening. So you will need a guide to take you through the plains back to your world. It'll be a longer journey, but who knows? Who knows when you might find a portal here to take you directly home?
Do you think you could? Where do you think in Chult we're gonna end up?
Oh, well, I don't think that you necessarily have to go directly back to Chult. You just need to get back to your world. He'll find his way. You just get him there. He'll find his way.
So if we get back, he goes to Troll, we can go back to our families, do our
Yes,
thing.
I assume this is what you want. You've just been through a terrible ordeal.
It is what we
Watamoto,
That's what
I saw.
want.
I've been watching very closely. I know he is. Right now, no one knows where you are. No one knows the story of the Soulmonger being destroyed.
Reggie, what if we went back to the port of Nyanzara and we met with Okanga and some of the other people we met there and told them the story and told them that we met with this god. What's your name again?
Upteo.
Upteo.
Yes.
Sorry. It's a lot of gods. But we tell them that, and they have a lot of power, and they could spread that word quickly through Chult.
on one condition. I think that's a great idea. And I think that in that story we need to regale the sacrifices given to our fallen comrades and lift their name up to a level of Upteo. Because without them, you would not get back to power.
Agreed. I am hoping that your legend. You gave so much to Chult. I am hoping you will be remembered for aeons. The story, what you did was prevent Toril from descending into the depths of the rule of this death god that Acererak was trying to raise. I'm hoping from your legend I can play a part, that my people know I didn't turn my back on its heroes.
Based on your visions, are you able to tell if we've successfully ended the death curse?
Yes, you have. It is gone. People are noticing that, but your mentor, Watamoto, is in mourning. And you, Cinder Sylvain, she feels much guilt, thinking you are dead.
Oh, well, it would be very nice to see her again.
He clicks like the button on the little remote thing. You can see pictures of like a Watamoto like in grief because, and Upteo explains to you, it's in your timeline. It's been like months.
Oh,
And
Okay.
they know that the Soulmonger was destroyed. They know that the death curse is no longer, but no sign of you. So they think
we
you're all
felt
dead.
like it's for us it's been minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
But for them it's been months.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And so you can see Upteo is like getting frail, and
Watamoto.
Watamoto is getting frail, and he's like grief stricken because he sent you on the quest, and he's feeling that it's his fault.
Yeah.
And Cinder Sylvain, she's probably not as emotional as a Watamoto is about your condition, but she's worried. She hasn't seen Artis. She doesn't know that Artis is dead, but she knows. Her worry. She's consulting with like the Harpers, and she's consulting with people like the Ring of Winter. We don't know where it is. I haven't had contact with Artis. Klaus is gone. She's suspecting the worst about whose hands it fell into.
what's in between your world and our world? What is the space between? Is it nothing?
He kind of laughs and he like looks at you.
Well, this could take a while to explain. There are dozens, thousands of planes that exist in parallel to each other. Yes, and we must weave our way through these planes to find the correct series of portals that will land us.
So this when we get home, it could be 200 years from when we left.
Well, maybe, but time also, in relation to each other, passes differently in each plane. So here, well, we're here.
Oh,
Time passes different in your material prime plane here.
okay.
But if we go to another plane, it might be that time spent on that plane is very fast or very slow, and so like we seems like we're there for forever, but really it's only been minutes. So it's all kind of hodgepodge how it works.
It's a technical term.
What you need to understand are 3 things about traveling the plains.
Okay.
1. You may find a direct path home, provided you know the right door and you have the proper key. 2. You could find a way to an elemental plane and find an elemental vortex that could take you back to a material plane, but very dangerous. Unstable are the elemental planes of fire, water, earth, wind, other.
Earth.
I didn't say earth.
No, you might have, yeah.
It says
Water.
also negative energy, positive energy, all sorts of energy planes. Very dangerous. I would not recommend this course of action. 3rd, you could navigate to the outland, go through one of the gate towns through the upper plains and find a way to the astral plane. A color pool could be your way home. This is the one that I would advise.
Do you agree?
That seems reasonable. Astral plane, I'm very familiar with. I'm from there. Kind of.
Well, before we begin this, you can imagine that we are incredibly harried and tired, and we haven't slept in what feels like days. We need something, otherwise I will continue to
Take all
cause
the time you
scenes unneeded and unnecessary, and I don't want to cause more attention to ourselves.
He says that you can stay here. He'll foot the bill for you to stay here as long as you need and as long as you want.
Did he notice like all the blood all over me and everything? Since like half of my life was taken from me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He in this whole situation, like he's acknowledging very earnestly like the sacrifices that the 2 of you, because you've been damaged not just from the most recent thing, but you're
Yeah.
still harried and damaged from the Acererak battle.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got new characters. We got 2 new characters. We got Dino, and we've got Dino, our half-elf mascot of Ukteo, who's wearing a dinosaur suit, and we've got Azad, the Githyanki guide, that'll hopefully help
Zerai.
the old.
Zerai.
Oh, your Githzera?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Shoot, your illustration maybe is a little
Yeah, close enough.
Githyanki.
Alienist.
Um,
Is there an illustration of Dino in the dino suit?
yeah, it totally is.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, if anybody's interested to see these illustrations, of course you've got them scrolling across your screen right now, but you can also check out 20sideseverystory.com where we've got some info about this current campaign up there. And yeah, so he totally acknowledges that you're wounded. He's going to take care of you.
Awesome.
In terms of, he can't really magically help you.
Sure.
Again, he doesn't have that
Doesn't
belief.
have it. Yeah.
That belief, it would seem, maybe this is probably a new concept to the 2 of you, that
Yeah.
gods derive their power from belief.
Yeah.
You probably just presumed they existed and that the relationship was more the other way.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now, based on what Upteo's just told you, it sounds like it's the inverse. That it's mortals that give the gods power.
It's like the Santa Claus.
yeah.
That's what I
Or
thought,
wait,
too.
elf. It's like elf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's telling you that he's
Yep.
he told you that gods and powers are not allowed and permitted in Sigil. He's here. He's still keeping a low profile because he's so scared of this Lady of Pain that he kind of hinted at, but he's not going to test it.
Yeah.
So maybe he's not classified as a deity anymore, but he knows that he needs to be brought back to that status if he's going to someday protect Chult again. And at that moment, you hear pounding on the door.
We're changing in here.
Come on out! We know that you're in there, and you need to come out immediately. We have some questions for you.
Okay, 1 second. Putting pants back on.
Yes, please. Return pants to your body. Come out when you are decent.
Is there like?
There are no windows.
There's no windows.
There's one door that you.
There's no other like trap
frosty door.
doors
No.
or.
And Uteo's like, oh god! Oh my god!
You, hide in dinosaur suit. I'll open door.
I don't think it'll fit.
Oh, shoot. Get ready for...
I have one power still. And then he starts to like shrink down into like a tiny little like lizard, and he like scurries under one of the pieces of furniture, and he's just poking his head out. He's like, make them go away!
One moment. Who likes talking? Yeah, I'm looking at one of you two. No, you do.
I mean, Reggie loves talking,
All
but
right.
he's not good.
I want
at
to
it.
I want to cast invisibility on Reggie in the ring. Are they in there? They're not in there yet. Right?
No one's in here yet.
But they're gonna be.
Okay, you do that, then I'll open door.
Okay,
I
let's do
loosen
that.
my belt a little so it looks like I'm putting my pants on. And then I open the door. Yes, how can I help you?
I just
So
doing
you
the
can
call
see as you
slap.
open the door that there are like 5 figures out there in plate mail. And the plate is kind of like this scarlet color or red color. You recognize them. These are the Harmonium. The Harmonium are a faction. They are not really associated with the Lady of Pain, but they are sticklers for the law. Their philosophy is that the rules are the rules, and there's no flexibility in their thinking. They see themselves as the upholders of that kind of belief or idea that they're the muscle that.
I'm picturing somebody as you say that.
They're kind of like Judge Dredd looking guys.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know.
The Goombas from the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah. And so they, as you open the door, they say, we have information that there is a Schedule 1 unregistered magical artifact in this room.
Well, I'm sure if you were to do a scan of this room visually, you could see that there is no artifact in here.
Our intelligence is never wrong.
I am not meant to insult your intelligence. I'm sure you're quite smart.
Sounds like you're about to.
No, but I'm just saying you look very intelligent to me. But this artifact, you can cast your magic if you like, and it will tell you that your intelligence maybe is not wrong, but misguided. I saw a demon leave earlier with what could have been a ring.
So they, the lead guy is like, he motions for the 4 others to like start moving around, and then they're like, sir, could you please put your arms out like this, spread your legs.
Yes, just do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And they start doing like a pat down. And then they move over to like you, and they do the same thing, and the same thing to you. And
I lean over and whisper to the one guy, and I say, the only magical artifact he was trying to hide with his belt.
please, sir, can you please remove your belt? And like they take your belt, and then they're like, can you please?
Would you turn around?
I understand.
please?
You just put your pants back on. We're going to instruct you to do the
Okay.
opposite.
Could you turn around, please? I glance towards the guy in the invisible corner, and I'm trying to imply that he should turn around as well.
And I am.
And I pull down.
And then they're just like, he's clean.
That's very.
Like, no, they're just like, not, this isn't uncomfortable for them. as they're what are you doing? As they're kind of moving around, you know, they're
like, yeah, I'm just standing as still as possible, trying to keep like very quiet, long breaths, trying not to make any scenes.
Why don't you give me a Constitution saving throw, or just a con check?
Con check, sure. 20.
Okay, so yeah, you're doing a pretty good job, like maintaining like your vitals and your breathing and everything, and they ignore you, and they're looking around and they say, they're looking at Klaus and they say, "We know that you know where he is. We're gonna have to take you in for questioning." We're going downtown, son.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Nope, but we gotta take you down to the station.
Well,
Well, wait a second here. What is authority that you take to station this man?
You're gonna have to talk to the governors.
do you see my condition? I'm almost dead. I'm bleeding. I'm hurt. I just want to rest. Can't I come down in the morning?
That sounds reasonable.
Make a persuasion check. They're like looking at each other and they're like, somebody, you can see someone's like flipping out like a procedure book and like trying to figure out like, is this up to code? Is this a thing we can do?
20.
Okay. So you're explaining that, and then the like lead guy's like looking over at his like minion, and she's like, that seems to be protocol, sir. And then he says, fine, in the morning, 8 a.m. on the dot. Then a minute later, or we'll plaster your face all over town, son.
I just giggle because I'm trying to act like I'm drunk too and having a party. I'm just like, goodbye.
Plastered
And
already.
then he looks at you and he's like, I'm holding you personally responsible for getting him downtown.
That makes 2 people today. Yeah.
And, this is Orkwand. Hey, how are ya? This is our a friend from Proficiency Bonus. Thanks for
Nice.
stopping in to check us out. Yeah, so they leave. And how long does the invisibility last? 10 minutes, I think?
I think it's for 1 round or something. Like
That's longer than a round.
I don't know.
Otherwise, we were
6
seeing you.
seconds.
Yeah.
Let's go. I could tell you in about 10 seconds.
I want to say it's 10 minutes.
1 hour. Up to an hour.
Up to an hour. So they leave. And then, like, Ooptail's, like, crawling up from under the furniture, like, oh, they're gone.
I just picture that book that Reggie got floating in the corner. Just standing there.
Okay, we're good.
Because you're invisible.
Right.
But your book isn't for some reason.
I feel like I would have set the book down.
Well, okay. You want me to take him to station in the mornings and avoid trouble, or what?
Yeah, they tell you, like, take him downtown in the morning.
I thought we'd like
But
hit the plane.
But I'm
like
asking you. Will you want me to take you in the morning, or?
No, I want to jump some dimensions here.
Okay, but
like,
before you
Let's
said
leave
want
by
to.
7:30.
Well, before you said you want to rest for a few days.
Yeah.
No,
maybe
no,
not a few
like-
days.
for like
The night,
8 hours.
All right, I'll
Like,
wake you up
Is that
6:30
enough
sharp.
hours?
We need a good night's rest.
Okay.
Like we haven't had that. We just
I'll wake
need
you up at 0500.
shower, shave, you know,
Thanks for the follow. This is Orkwand. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
feel human and half human again for once.
How do you guys tell time here when we're not orbiting like a sun?
Well, it's very easy. There's clocks all over the place.
Oh,
You read
yeah, I did see those clocks. There was a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of places I never heard of.
They're always
So your
finding-
plan is to get some R&R and some rest? Okay,
Yeah.
so there's some private rooms that Orcus. Upteo has arranged for you. He's going to sponsor you and everything like that.
They're not really
Um,
private. He's always watching.
This one.
And
You
then
don't have to
Upteo
hear
says,
that?
that's a good line. Use that when you get back to Chult. Tell all the little kids I'm always watching.
Do you have to use money as a god?
Yeah.
How do you earn money?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I've scribed a number of books.
I thought maybe you could just like
License
make a
rights.
pile of gold appear for me and Reggie so that we could buy some cool stuff and like.
You had such a simple idea about powers of gods. No, I wrote a book. It's called The Maze of Life. It's a self-help book about how to find your purpose and meaning in life.
I'm gonna after we get back to Chult. I mean, no disrespect, but I'm probably gonna write a book too, and it's gonna like talk about how me and Reggie like saved the world and like had to like
That's good.
do it for a god. Like God couldn't do it himself.
Write me in there.
Give me some money. No. I'll name
He
drop
says,
a little
well,
bit.
you know, if that's not a bad idea though, Klaus. Maybe you folk should earn some jink while you're here in
What do you need?
Sigil.
I have some money.
I don't think I have
I
any
have
money.
20 sheets of parchment. You won't start writing now
I need money that's good like everywhere.
for your book.
Oh,
Gold
for
is
my
good
book.
everywhere.
So Upteo says that he knows that your magical items that you have brought from Toral
Ooh.
they're not going to work here.
No.
They're just mundane until they. It's not that they're not magical; they just don't operate as magical here. And so he says the journey that you're going to go on is probably going to be quite perilous and quite dangerous. You may want to make some money, maybe buy some stuff, some items that will help you out along the way for your journey. And he knows, Klaus, that you're a spellcaster. Your spells, some of them might not work all that great on other planes, and so he suggests you buy a item called a spell key. You need to buy spell keys for different planes that you would go on to, because that attunes you to the waves and the energies of that plane so that your spells would operate normally.
Okay.
He says you need a different key for every plane that you might go on. They cost about 50 gold.
When we were in Chult, it was too hot to wear real armor. You think there's some good armor in any of these?
Yeah,
that
he
won't
says-
be
he
things
says-
we can't normally get.
Yeah, he says you might want to armor yourselves up. That isn't something that you have to worry about anymore. Weather isn't an issue.
I mean, there are hot planes and stuff too, like elemental plane of fire. Very
Well,
warm.
I mean, we do have this like ring that makes cold. I mean, we don't.
What is your problem, man?
We all know about it.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
So he's giving you a lot to think about. Maybe you need to make some money to buy some of the items and things like that you'll need. You still have maybe a decision to make about how you're going to chart this journey and things like that. So he's giving you a lot of food for thought, and then perhaps or perhaps not, you're going to deal with the harmonium and the governors in the morning about the winter. And you're making your way to your beds in your rooms, and you're getting ready for the night. And Reggie, as you're in your room, getting ready, you're wearing the ring.
I haven't put it back on yet. And I'm trying to work through that internal narrative of would Reggie put it back on? And I think he would. And the reason I think he would is because of the teachings of Torm, and he knows that this ring is dangerous, that it can't harm someone. He should be the one that carries that burden, and it shouldn't be anyone else. And that because and after hearing all of that stuff from Uteo about the strength coming from belief, he is even more into Torm and believes that his faith can drive Torm's strength that can overcome the evil of this ring. So I think, yes, he would put it back on.
Okay, so you're sitting at maybe the edge of your bed or something. You're contemplating all this. You're looking at the ring. Maybe you got that book out. Maybe you're flipping
Yes,
through the book,
definitely.
like, trying to find like
Spending
some kind of verse
Yes,
to
yes.
like validate that.
Yes.
And then you put the ring on, and you kind of feel like the unnerving, like the evil whispers and things like that coming over you. But you're tempering that. Make a strength athletics check at disadvantage.
6.
As you put the ring on, and all that emotion is like coming over you, the ring like flies off of your finger, and in the corner of your room you see a creature that doesn't. I guess it looks similar to your friend Azai.
Okay.
And it's robed, and it grabs the ring, and in just as quick as it slipped off your finger and it's holding it, it moves right through the wall and out the room.
I will like run out the room to like see what's next door and try and find him.
You're trying to you start you throw the door open because
Yeah.
this is like urgent, and you realize that the wall leads out to the alleyway.
Is there anybody down? Like I'll run down the alleyway, like looking down any corner, back, forward.
I think this is probably our stopping point for the night, is you doing that. You're out in the alleyway looking, and so the ring of winter has slipped off of your finger in the hands of a Githyanki scion.
Don't worry, I'm good at tracking Githyanki, their favorite enemy of mine.
But you put a thing on the ring that makes it untrackable.
But I can track the person that has it, and this thing only lasts 8 hours.
Okay. All right.
So that is the end of this session.
We'll find your ring, Reggie.
That's all I got. So thanks everybody.
Cool.
Until next time.